Ted Lasso Season 2, Episode 7. It is amazing how this show just manages to subvert the expectations for what we think is going to happen. I'm just blown away by the writing on this show, willing to take certain opportunities. It's very impressive to see because we have a certain expectation when it comes to Ted Lasso. We're like, oh, cute jokes, making references to stuff. And then some drama that works itself out. But I think it's really cool the way they play up that drama, because the key to this show is that it's positive. Nothing's ever played as like this overdramatic situation where people are not going to recover, then they're going to be broken forever. You know, these are people who are looking to heal. And one of the big parts of this episode is actually Ted Lasso learning to heal himself. So previously on Ted Lasso, we saw him have the breakdown at the football match. He went to find Dr. Fieldstone, and he did. And throughout this episode, he is sporadically making appointments with her, trying to figure out what he wants to do in the situation. So this is where Jason Sudeikis shines. Like, I know he was made for this role, but this is like the side of Ted Lasso that we rarely see, where it's like, literally, the charm's gone. He's not being charming anymore. He's saying like, okay, you want to ask me about what happened last night? I don't want to talk about that. So as soon as he does that, the charm leaves. He walks out of the room. The second time he comes into the meeting and she asks why you don't like therapists, and we get the beautiful speech about how therapy is bullshit. You don't know me. You can't pinpoint me just by hearing me talk for an hour when I'm paying you. And then suddenly you can break me down into like the essence of who I am and tell me it's my parents' fault for how I act and how I behave. That's brilliant, because that's Ted Lasso. He doesn't believe this stuff, and not just because of his wife, but he's a man who's always been about knowing the person. That's why he's so intimate with everybody he meets. He's trying to be like the uplifting figure, being the supportive one in every role. It's a beautiful thing to see just him having like the breakdown of Fieldstone. It's like, I don't believe you. I don't think you care about me or what we do here. You just get the paycheck to make people think they're better for something that I could do for free, essentially. But it's the final one when he's willing to admit the defeat after everything that happened in the episode, and in him when he comes to see Fieldstone for the final time because he can't quit. That's a part of himself that he even says to her, like, I can't quit. I'm going to come back and do this. He finally realizes maybe I do need some help, and you can actually help me. And it's kind of just like, you would coach for free, right? Like, you're paying me as a therapist to be here. Would you be a coach if you weren't getting paid? He's like, yeah, well, Fieldstone would do the same for therapy because she wants to help people. Even if they don't have like the big relationship that you've seen before, she still wants to help people, which is really nice to see. It's kind of a cool way to just like wrap the little bow on that storyline, because we could have did the whole thing. We could have did the whole thing where Ted is literally broken. He can't function. He is sad. He's angry. He is frustrated with the world. But instead, we're just like, okay, he had his moment. He's putting on the brave face again to deal with the rest of the public. And now he has to get on with his life. And he's going to get the help that he needs. So I think we could have, I know we could have done a whole episode just of Ted and Fieldstone in the room doing their therapy session, because I think that'd be a really cool thing to like actually psychoanalyze Ted Lasso as a character. But the fact that we're just like, nope, he's okay, he's going to get the help he needs, is a very strong thing to do too, because not every show would do that. Not every show would let Ted Lasso grow in a big and mature way like that. It's kind of cool to see. So another big part of this episode was the dynamic of Keely and Roy. And, Keely's got a little bit of focus this season. Not a lot. I've been liking what they're doing, focusing certain characters at certain moments and things. I think it works really well. But Keely in here, she feels kind of smothered by Roy. Every time she wakes up, she gets out of bed, she's coming to work. Roy is always there. She wants to go eat lunch alone, but Roy wants to come with her. Every time she's trying to watch a program on television or do some work at home, Roy is there just bothering her. And the fact that he's so submissive and like, can you just go sit over there quietly and read? And he does it, turns her on. And she's like, you can't just always be there and this always turn me on at the same time. And it's the point where she literally is just like talking to everybody at work about it. We see like she's with like Rebecca and Higgins originally, then Ted comes in, and then Roy comes in. You're just like, are you guys talking about me? It's like, yeah. And he leaves. We have a scene later where in the shoe room, or the boot room I think they call it, because yeah, boots are over there in the UK. This scene was really funny. I think this was like the funniest scene of the show. So Keely's in there originally. Ted walks in because he needs some space. Then, we see Rebecca and Higgins walk in. They all start talking about Roy. And then Will comes in because he's the towel guy. So he's coming in to like get some boots for the players. Then Jamie comes in and they're all talking about Roy. And then Roy comes in and he sees everybody. He's like, you guys talking about me? And every one of them is, yeah. It's brilliant. It's really funny. It works so well. But he doesn't care. What bothers him is that Keely was, telling people about what he thinks he is. And he's like, you are portraying me like I'm some scared little puppy who's following you around everywhere. I don't want to be that. So he storms out of their house one night. Doesn't really want to talk to her. But then we get a scene where they're practicing on the pitch, and Jamie talks to him like, dude, you gotta let our player be open. He needs the space, and then you can pass to him and trust that he's gonna make the right decision. Analyzing the play that Roy was just shitting on makes him realize, oh my god, I was being really mean to Keely. I'm just like, that's Roy. In the middle of practice, he just leaves. He just walks away, doesn't talk to anybody, just gets on with his day to go talk to Keely. That's Roy. Now let's address some controversy that's been going around with this show, and even Brett Goldstein was playing with this a little bit. So, for some reason, there's some theories and ideas going around the internet that Roy Kent is a completely CG character. Because I guess in certain moments of the show, there are aspects of him that look like they're computer-generated graphics. What? I love this because it's so dumb. I love that Brett made the little video of him talking about it where he's got the Bitmoji face on him. Really? Just because the guy's got the perfectly groomed beard and is in good lighting, he looks fake? That's just Apple. That's just hair and makeup. This would be unacceptable on television. They trim this up a little bit, You just got to get it to look fine and let it look perfect. And the fact that his face is completely cut right, his beard is trimmed right, he looks like the perfect prestigious man. That's just hair and makeup. It's nothing to do with it's computer generated. I love it though. What a weird thing to think. I think it's just great. So that storyline kind of ends with, Roy drawing a bath for Keely, making some really nice roses in there that he ripped out of the neighbor's yard, giving her some music to listen to, and he's just going to go quietly fuck off somewhere. Just be like, I'll be back in 3 hours, or not. You do you, babe, and he just leaves. It's great. Again, I understand the need to set up the conflict of Keely and Roy just because they haven't had the big conflict yet. Everything about their relationship has been perfect. Even Rebecca says it, you guys are the pitch perfect relationship. But here you go. There's your drama. It's sorted because Roy's the perfect guy. And he's just going to be like, we have an issue. Okay, you told everybody. That sucks. I'm going to deal with it. Okay, I love you. Here you go. Kind of perfect. Kind of works. So the other big element of this episode was stuff with Nate. And Nate's been getting a lot of play again. He's trying to celebrate with his parents. But his dad's like, nobody likes to show about their son. And you just see he's still really reeling in the world of everything he's doing. He thinks he's doing a really good job at stuff to the point where he's being kind of arrogant to some of the players. And Collins, again, going into this theme that we've seen throughout the episode that all these players are needing something. They are just their mental health is very important. And Collins I am a powerful person and I matter. It's kind of his mantra. It was something to those lines. But when we see Nate kind of breaks him down, look, Danny's a great player. Jamie's a great player. You're a player. So stay in your line, buddy. And Beard's what the hell is wrong with you? Don't say that. You have to actually allow Collins to feel like he matters here. So when Nate apologizes later on, it's a pretty powerful moment. The entire team group hugs him. He gets a shirt with the Wonder Kid on it, and he's just really happy about it. But then he gets one mean comment on the internet from some guy that still thinks he's a loser. And suddenly he snaps back into, I hate everything that's going on. It's powerful. It's Nate. It's really good for Nate because he's I have one good thing going for me. I want to ride the storm out, but suddenly I can't. And now I'm stuck in this situation I don't want to be in. And that happens to Nate, and it's kind of sad to see. But Nate's a great character. I love that we gave Collins a moment here. Again, building up every role for everybody. All these people have gone through some issues during this period, on the football team. We've seen all of them struggling in some way. It's really cool to see. Another part of this episode is the small side story where Sam is waiting to see who's going to text him back on banter, and literally the whole team, everybody in the locker room super excited because we got like the three little dots like, oh, she's going to text back, but she doesn't. And everybody is super excited to see what Sam's going to do. This person's going to text him back. She doesn't. So we know it's Rebecca. They bump into each other in the hallway, and they say, like, she's going to say something like, oh, something about all these phones and everything. Sam says it first, and you get, like, the first little indication that these two have, like, similar thought patterns. Again, it's not going to be sexual, because I don't think the show's going that direction. But we have seen Rebecca with some younger men, so could happen. I don't know. Weird, but kind of cool. So that was a fun, interesting thing to throw in there. Like, it works. I love it. The whole team's excited for Sam to, like, meet this girl. That's really cute. Again, it shows the camaraderie between the team, and that's what we want to see. Because that's Ted Lasso. Everyone getting the help they need and being, like, around a supportive group. You know, Keely has it, Ted has it, Sam has it. Everyone has the support they deserve and they need. There's a huge, like, element of, like, mental health and, like, self-care in this season. And getting the proper health that you need and help that you need to be a better person, to be the best version of yourself, to be truly complete, to feel whole, to feel like you matter and everything. Like, everybody on the football team has been dealing with these things there throughout the entire season. You know, even Nate's dealing with it, Rebecca's dealing with it, Ted's dealing with it. It's a huge underlying factor of, like, mental health issues in this show, and I think it's really impressive that we're dealing with them. It's cool. It's really cool. The show's great, and this episode was really fun. So that is my review of episode 7 of Ted Lasso's second season. Now, thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.